I just want to go ahead and say thank you for everybody who's subscribed to our channel, like our posts, comment our posts, everything from the YouTube channel to all of our social media platforms. But today we're talking about reaching 200 subscribers on YouTube. How y'all doing, everybody? This is Ray of RebelEars.com with another episode of the Rebel Ears podcast, which is also, today is Tuesday. This is the live stream. Now, starting off with the YouTube channel, I made it in 2011 or 2012. And the first video of the YouTube channel was me performing a song from my mixtape, I Tried, over 10 years ago. I was performing it at the Union, which is now Treehouse. Shout out to Fresh on that. And, you know, it shows a lot of growth from the first video to where it is now. I was excited for the fact that I was an artist. I had my own project. I recorded at 882 Studios. I performed it at the Union. I was a sponsored artist for Atlas clothing line, and it was fun. Now, being at 200 subscribers, getting to 200 subscribers was, you know, it was day by day consistency of short reels, weekly posts of videos over 5 minutes, 8 minutes, talking about mixing, wellness, things of that nature. But I wanted to make a video just to say, you know, thank you for everybody who supported us. Especially shout out to those who've been consistent with the posting, like Cruiser Urameshi, Tony G, Pink Tie Graphics. You know, just a few shout outs to people who been supporting Rebel Ears, but also staying consistent with what we're doing, but also staying consistent on what they're doing. We're all big on supporting others, especially those who's consistent with it. You can't just show support for one day and then, you know, that's it. You got to be consistent with it. That's why I wanted to take the time to just say, you know, thank you. We got a long way to go. I already know that we did beat the algorithm when it comes to vidIQ. We used to check our analytics when it comes to YouTube, and using vidIQ helped us with moving forward. Shout out to David Amari. I was watching one of his courses, and he was talking about he used that to help with his understanding different keywords, what would be beneficial to use in a YouTube post. I use YouTube Studios. I use, I think, TubeBuddy. There's a lot of things that I use. I use Hookle when it comes to scheduling posts. But, you know, having all these different things implemented into Rebel Ears help us with the consistency of constantly posting, but also to be able to engage with whoever's liking our posts or commenting our posts. We like to follow those who show engagement, because there's a lot of people who we follow, and there's a lot of people who follow us, but we actually had to check our account to see who we wanted to follow in the long term and who we just need to delete. A thing about my Instagram account, I do not know how. I haven't really did a audit on the Instagram account in years, and I noticed that there was a lot of people who was following me that was like ghost account. And when I did research on it, I had at least like 400 ghost accounts on the IG page, and I deleted it because I wanted everything to be organic. I don't know how I had so many ghost accounts, but it made sense on the engagement on why I wasn't there and what I needed to do. And, you know, now I'm getting likes on every post I put out. I'm getting comments on some of the posts. I'm getting a lot of engagement on YouTube. A lot of people following us, but also asking questions, because we like the questions. It helps us to focus, okay, a person who subscribed to us wants us to talk about this topic right here. And we know exactly how to break it down with so many years of experience that YL and I have. It's just about being consistent. Consistency is a big thing with Rebel Ears, especially moving forward, what we build on. And one thing I'm thankful for with our discipline and consistency is A lot of people are not going to see exactly where they're trying to get to. Of course, you have it mapped out possibly in your mind where you want to go, but actually breaking down on a blueprint on, okay, this is point one, this is point two, or, point A, point B, depending on what's simple for you. I just know that when we first started Rebel Ears, where we at now, we got so much to do. I know by 250 subscribers, I believe I might release my project that's over 10 years old. It's my I Tribe mixtape I did in 2013. Yeah, that was my one and only mixtape that I released. I don't think it's on SoundCloud. I might put a link on one or two of my songs, but that's something I want to do when we get to 250 subscribers. When we get to 300, I don't know, I might do a giveaway. I know with every 50 to 100 subscribers, we're going to do something exclusive just for, those who's listening now and those who are engaging. It only makes sense to do something for y'all, for the support. So I'm looking at my phone because I like to take notes on what we're going to be doing in the near future. So, of course, today is the day of the live stream. One thing I want to start doing, record up to 5 episodes every Saturday and Sunday I edit. So that's going to be part of my routine. I know I can do it because, like today, good example, I'm doing the live stream, but right after the live stream, I'm doing some segments for the podcast, behind the scenes, different things like that. 30 YouTube shorts in a month. Now that's possible. I just got to dedicate time to put 30 posts for a whole month and see what can come out of that. The thing about that is, of course you could post 30 different clips for a whole month, but what are going to be based on? With me, of course, I like to talk about things when it comes to audio tips, self-development, mental health, things to improve yourself. We're going to have a segment called, outside the session or outside the studio, behind the scenes. It's going to be different things we want to break down when it comes to, things outside of music, because with Rebel Ears, our motto is refuse to sound ordinary, and that means we're not just audio engineers. We're more than just people who press record. We want to engage with people who's trying to do more than just, record or produce or even be a songwriter. We're trying to think outside the box. Like those who like reading, if you follow any of our accounts on social media, every Friday we release the book of the week. Every Monday we do a motivational quote. Every Wednesday is an audio tip. So, follow us on Instagram, rebelears.ray or rebelears.yl. Follow us on LinkedIn or Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Type in Rebel Ears and you'll find one of our platforms. That's something that, like, going back on 200 subscribers, we're just, amazed with those who really believe in what we're doing and we're consistent on that. And I'm trying to think another milestone, because I remember when we got to 20,000 viewers. Now we're like at close to 50,000 viewers. We'll get to 100,000, 250,000. And, it's just about the consistency. The way to be consistent, I learned this from a book called The Checklist Manifesto by Altu Gawande. If you're going to make a checklist, make sure you stick with it. Like with me, I used to have a checklist when I have a session in the studio, when I am getting ready to mix, when I'm getting ready to record for the podcast, when I get ready to do the post-production of the podcast. I had so many different checklists. I have at least, when I go to the studio, I have at least 6 different checklists on things that need to get done. What you can do, the next time you're in your office or your space where you try to be creative, think about exactly what kind of checklist will help you to be more productive. with me, I had a checklist that helped me with staying physical, meaning, working out, going to the gym, having time for myself, thinking on, not just the next workout, but also what I'm eating. I like to meal prep on Sundays just so I can have more time to focus on rebel ears instead of just, doing one thing at a time. With me, I like to be consistent. So, yeah, I just drew a blank for a second. We was talking about, don't help me, of course, consistency, but, oh yeah, having a checklist. Now, in the checklist manifesto, another thing that really helped me when it came to reading this book, there was this one passage when it was talking about how the Van Halen group manager used the writers. A writer is when an artist is traveling to a venue. The writer is basically a breakdown of what the artist or the band or whoever's with the client is required when they come to this venue. It might be snacks, might be beverage, might be, accommodations. It really depends on the writer itself. Now, there was in the writer that the Van Halen manager wrote, it had a specific task for every venue to do. So there's going to be a bowl of M&Ms in the dressing room for the artist, but they had to make sure there was not a single brown M&M in there. Now, every venue they go to, majority of them read the contract, and I'm trying to remember what venue it was. They did not read the contract fully, and when they checked to see if there was a brown M&M in the M&M bowl, it was. And it just shows how you got to be detailed on if you're writing a contract for somebody or if you're going through a contract. You got to be very thorough and detailed. And that's what I got out the checklist manifesto, making sure I have a checklist on things that need to be accomplished, like the live stream. That's something that's got to be consistent. It's not just a one-day thing. We're trying to do this, like I said, every Tuesday. And of course, we're going to mess up here and there, but it's something that I'm excited to, start off with. Every week we're doing something new. As you can see, if you're watching the video, I'm wearing a wireless mic that I'm trying to, just test out, see if it works. I got on my Sony camera, I got a LED light for my camera, so to travel, might do more videos at different studios or venues, but it was something that I wanted to purchase because I know how beneficial having equipment as time goes by. I don't just want to limit myself with, I was talking about the Tascam microphone, the Tascam audio recorder for a few months now. I tested it at the Off-Key event. I tested it at the Crown Me closing event. Now I'm investing in this wireless mic, testing it out because I wanted something more compact, but also have a mic for myself, a mic for whoever I'm interviewing, so I could be more open to go to any venue or any location. And then I'm trying to minimize on what I take with me so I can have more behind the scene footage and just people seeing what we got going on. Let's see what else we're going to be doing for those. I'm trying to think if I want to hear in the comment if we should do take live calls during the live streams. Is that something that would be an interest? I'm trying to think if we'll do it on Twitch, on YouTube, but that is something that I'm thinking about doing in the near future. Also talk about the 30-day mixing challenge. The 30-day mixing challenge is actually almost done. We're trying to release it. I don't know if it's going to be the end of this month. It might be in August. The 30-day mixing challenge is basically 30 emails in 30 days from the basics of mixing to the end where you start to learn about mastering in 30 days. Now, 30 days, of course, you can do so much in a short amount of time, but of course you want to dial in on the habit that you want to acquire. Because with me, I like to think of what I do as either a good habit or a bad habit. Now, I know if I had 30 days to improve my mixes, that's a good habit to, build up. And, a habit takes 21 days for you to implement it. So just think of an extra 9 days with that. That's how I think of it. Another thing we're going to do, the checklist, the Rebel Ears checklist for the Pro Tools mix template is probably going to be out in 2 weeks. I give it 2 weeks until we release it. It's basically done. I just wanted to add a few more things to it because I'm excited for it. And then the Pro Tools key command, we might release that. Depending, we got so much that we do want to release, but we want to do it at a good time. We don't just want to release, whatever. There's still videos of shorts that's still not out yet from past interviews, even lost interviews I haven't posted at all. What with Pour Up Sip, shout out to him. I'm trying to think of who else I interviewed too. But it's just, seeing the accomplishment of Rebel Ears, what we're doing right now, having 200 subscribers. Like I said, we appreciate everybody who subscribed to our channel. This is a special thanks and shout out to y'all. As we do more with the Rebel Ears podcast and the live stream, like I said, let us know exactly what you want to see so we can make that happen. From everybody at Rebel Ear, just want to tell everybody thank you for listening and watching. Keep tuning in.